Hello, welcome back to another episode of Mr. Angel. And on today's episode, I'll be talking about how heaven exists. So now you see, when you go to sleep, you go into a different dimension. We spend half our lives in that dimension. We just don't really realize it because we don't really remember it. And we don't really remember it, so therefore we don't really make it into an actual dimension that exists. Meanwhile, we actually go there and we live there half our lives. And it exists. And it's a different dimension than this dimension. Because in this dimension, you can build, you can remember, you can meet, and all. That dimension is a lot different. But you see, in that dimension, it's a timeless dimension. You could sleep for 2 hours and it feels like 12. And you could sleep for 12 and it feels like 2. In that dimension, you'll never get hungry, you'll never get sick, you never get tired, you get whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. It feels so real, you can fly, you could teleport. The whole world is yours. You can never finish exploring it. Everything that heaven is said to be. Now you see, to get to that dimension, you have to sleep to get there. You don't get there with your body, you get there with your soul. Same thing with heaven and hell. You have to get there with your soul. You don't get there with your body, so you have to die to get there. It's the only way to get to the other dimension. Now you see, just like how he created that dimension, and he's created this dimension, since he's created these two dimensions, that proves to me that he can create the 8 different levels of heavens worth of dimensions, and the 7 different levels of hell, like how I explained in the previous video. But now you see, the earth has also been going for 4.5 billion years. Like I explained, we only live 60, 70 years, max 100. We don't really understand 100 years. We don't really understand 1,000. Not 10,000, not 100,000, not a million. Not 10 million, not 100 million, not 1 billion, not 2 billion, not 3. 4.5 billion years the earth has been going with rivers and trees and gardens and animals and all the different things. And just like how he has created this here, he can create it again there. Because whatever he has created the first time, it's easier for him to create the second time. So now you see, heaven exists in a way that you will never understand. Because we don't understand permanent happiness. And in heaven, it's permanent happiness. But we will talk more about this in another episode.